Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is ExperiencePoints, and we are back to continue the Stalingrad campaign, where we are going for Stalingrad. So, let's begin. Surprisingly, the Stalingrad mission is really easy once you know the right strategy for it. So let's just show you how it is done. Okay, so we're just going to pause this. To begin with supply, always start feeding your supply source from the southwest here. This one is the only one that's really going to matter. A lot of the strategy evolves around attacking from the south and getting your units around there. As you can see, the enemy is well sourced from 2 roads, or you say 3 road sources. And one next to the city. These are possible to take them all and to bleed them out, but that takes at least 10 turns. But here we go. So start by attacking the biggest threat, which is this tank. He really needs to go. So resupply your own tank and attack. So that wasn't too bad, but we really do need to destroy him. Okay, that was quite good. Now, you may notice that this unit can still move at least 3 spaces, and I could always go there, but this start of this mission is very much about supply. As you can see, I'm not on the road, I'm off it, so I can only extend myself to about here, and given that my tank was already supplied, if I go up here, I will be put into a critical position where I can't attack. I could resupply next turn, but I want to leave options open. So here we go, just cleaning the armor off there. Trying to get rid of these units without too much hassle. A lot of the times they'll be confined when you do attack. Okay, so that's the first step. You want to pull your armor into this area here, which means you need to be on one of these spaces so you can come across. You can go all the way around, but you'll find that 3 or 4 wasted turns. If you just come across, you can move, and then there'll always be infantry there to attack, at least for the first 3 turns. Okay, so we're doing that. We really do need to clear out these guys so we can have a bit of a decent supply up from our northwest supply source. It's a bit of a cat and mouse game where you put your guys in and out of supply, particularly the infantry here. As you do receive infantry occasionally from these points up here, it is good to keep this area in your control. Okay, crossing the river, and you can attack him. I've never seen them cross over to my side, so it's pretty safe that they won't do that. Always make sure that you have a unit here to stop them from just coming in and flanking from behind. So we can look at their supply. Yeah, they're very well reinforced there. Okay, these infantry won't generally attack any of your armoured units, particularly in the early part of the game. They're not strong enough. Infantry they might, but as it stands, you should be fine to be able to definitely keep your foothold, which you need to keep progressing as you keep resupplying yourself in the southwest there. So you got some good results. The purpose of this guy up here is to eventually take the supply there, which will force these guys back across. I've never seen them cross over the river, but like just doing that, for example. Okay, resupply. Cross the river, and here we go. Now this is an interesting choice. You generally can survive any attack. You can't attack them, but you can always keep a presence, so it's more of keeping a threat there than anything. Okay, I'm just going to use our men well and then try to put them back in position. All these guys will need to come back into supply, which means they have to retreat back. I mean, this game, or this mission I should say, is a lot harder because of resource management. Otherwise it feels like it would be a bit of an easy win and you could just go across the river straight away. So you are going to put guys in and out of supply quite frequently here. Unfortunately, as you can see. Okay, we want to try to bring our armor across here, so we're going to try to this guy. There we go. An overrun, very nice. Okay, bring our infantry across, and you should be able to knock off one of their unit parts without too much hassle. Yeah, that's not ideal, but there's not much you can do. Okay, we move up our armor to try to get a bit of holding. It's best to attack with your heavier units, and then just to keep the line of supply stable with your German infantry, and keep your Romanian infantry just across the river there. I've never seen them really swing around either. So it's pretty safe if you want to keep one unit. You might want to go for this supply source here, but it's not a big issue. Okay, so now this infantry, you do try to encircle. Cutting them off is difficult because of the 8 supply that they have. There's quite a few attacks there. No real threat. The units in the city, especially in the first part of Stalingrad, are really weak, and your German motorized or your tanks, your panzers are able to push through without too much hassle. Okay. Well, they're certainly using a lot of their prestige. Let's just extend our range again. Too bad. It is a bit of a hard win in the north there, but no worries. So we're just trying to continue to push hard into the city's direction. They do get the Soviets will get Panzer reserves coming in, but they're not too much of a hassle. You do have to watch yourself, because I shouldn't have attacked again. This was very, very silly. But I was able to supply, and I am out of my supply range now, but it shouldn't matter greatly. Though I am really worried about this Panzer unit. That was a mistake to have continued to attacking so often. Okay, now we're just trying to link our panzers up with our supply line, because as you see, we're still cut off. Okay. Cross. Okay, now we're so what, turn 3, instead of having to go up 1, 2, 3, we're able to effectively get these across the river and use them at the same time. So now putting our out of supply units back into a supplied hexagon again. And if they want to push up into here because they feel there's a threat, that's all the better for us. It distracts from our true objective in the south. Okay, moving a unit up here is also beneficial, because if you can get them across as he's motorized, you do have the ability to keep pushing and to take their northern supplies. They are going to almost suicidally attack. So as you see, he retreated, which was quite good. Oh no, but we lost him anyway. This mission is dramatically easier again if you do use your prestige and bring in the was it the German motorized, or the there's a special unit that you can come in, which is pretty much unbeatable. It's got extremely high attack and defense values, but again, this mission is quite winnable without it. So I am trying to cut off this supply source, as you see, and trying to pull this guy across to take the ones in the north. Your German tanks aren't all that strong, surprisingly. I do wonder if a better solution would be to restack them into another unit, because they all are the same experience, so they're all going to give you the same sort of they're not going to take that away when you reinforce another unit with it. Okay, just always keep your supply line secure, or they will go after you. So let's see. Yeah, bringing more units across the river. There we go. We shouldn't have too much trouble. Attacking across the river up here is a bit of a gamble, not always beneficial. I mean, it creates a threat, so the units are going to be more, you know, have to spread themselves, like responsive to whatever you put across the river. Like I am attempting to bring these across to take their supply points, and as you see, they're just reinforced with units continually, so you never quite outgun them. You can outlast them for sure though. Okay. This is not too bad. Okay, here we go. Now, first point, I just took out one of their supplies off their road, so that's a good result. I've not seen them really come out and try to attack these units. We should be able to take... oh, there we go. Whatever unit you do take with the objective will get absolutely hammered by everything, even suicidally, so you need to make sure you put a very strong unit in there. Okay. I'm not overly worried now. These units are out of supply, at least until they move back in, so I don't see them coming down. But still, keeping a unit there at the bridge is a good idea. Okay. That's a bit of a cleanup, just making sure that they can't try to outflank there. Still haven't got that supply source. I know tanks are coming in the next Soviet turn, so it is important to make sure your units aren't overextended in turn 5. Okay, got a pretty good foothold there. This guy might be a bit of a problem, but doesn't look too bad. When the tanks come in, they can't start just outside the city. They got to come from the extreme north or across the river, so that gives you a turn to respond to that. I do expect that the units, this Italian motorized, will be annihilated though. Ouch. Okay, so he's going to respond. Perhaps he wanted to go across the river and come from behind, but I'm not really seeing an issue there. Okay, it's surprising he didn't attack my northern unit. As you do have your units run out of supply, if you do resupply them and they gain the ability to attack again, you can use that attack value and the attack points to actually increase the distance you could travel. So it's good to know that if you want to try to get a unit behind enemy lines. So just begin by strafing the city, and then lay in with everything you have. If you have to disband a unit because it's in the way, to take note that you need to have a unit being able to move to actually capture it. But we're just throwing everything we have. Also, don't generally attack with units from behind, because they won't be able to move and you will have to disband them. So there you go. The objective was taken 2 turns early, and one of them 3 turns early, and that's how it's done. It's actually surprisingly simple when you know the strategy to win this. So push up, strafe this unit, push up from the south, keep your supplies across the river held by your German infantry, force your way across, and if we just have a look at the terrain, you want to force your way across with your armoured units into this part here, group up where you'll be resupplied, and then push towards the city. There's not too much else. Weather can be a pain, but it doesn't seem to really show up all that often. And these units are just here to hold and just create a bit of a threat. If you can draw off infantry, even better. If you want to try to be sneaky, you can try to push one of these units across, but they'll be absolutely annihilated with a defense value of 1. It is possible to take every single Soviet-controlled bit of territory and to like win that way, but that takes at least 10-12 turns. But that's a lot of fun, actually. To do that. But anywho, that's how you do it. That's how you take these things before turn 8. So I hope that's been helpful, and you've gained some experience from that. Catch you later, mate.